Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an update from the front, from the Ukrainian front, and I'm going to use two articles. One, a general assessment from the Ukrainian side and a general assessment coming from the Russian side. The Russian side comes with a map and it's more visual, but it has certain points where you can access, and they tell you what the hell happened in those little points of contact or events, shooting down a UAV or launching a missile, dropping something, or direct confrontation. The Ukrainian one is just a narrative, point by point. I do this almost every day. Today is the evening or the night summary coming from the Ukrainians. Ukrainians come with two of them, one in the morning at about 6 or 7 a.m. Kiev time, and then with the other one comes at about 8 p.m. Now I see it's 10 p.m. over there. So if 10 p.m. over there, that's been a while when that happened. So let's see what's going on right now with the Ukrainian update. This comes from Ukrinform, Thursday, February 16th. 2023, it's at 22:52, so it's 10:52 it was issued, this one over there by this newspaper, but here you have it at 7:44 when actually they made a communique. As I said, about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, the Air Force of Ukraine provides this, actually the Defense Department of Ukraine provides the update. All right, so we're update. Ukrainian Air Forces launched 13 strikes on enemy positions. The Air Forces of Ukraine Defense Forces has launched 13 strikes on enemy positions in the past 24 hours. Additionally, Ukraine missile and artillery units hit one Russian ammunition depot. Well, I'm hoping we're going to get on this one right here. And you see here, this is the Russian one. The red dots here are where the Russians hit, bombarded, use drones or missiles or airplanes. Now the black ones, the black dots, are where the Russians and Ukrainians physically got in contact, not that kind of contact, but you know what I mean. The yellow is where the Ukrainians hit something, or their planes or UAVs or drones were shut down. And then you got obviously the blue ones, and the blue ones are the ones where, again, the Russians did something. Let's see what, for example, what they do here. Ukrainian Air Forces fired 4 HIMARS rockets at the city. So that's Ukrainian bombardments. So let's go back to this one right here, to the Ukrainian side, and finish this up. The relevant statement was made by General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. All right, and I'm quoting. Over the past day, the Air Force of Ukraine's defense forces have launched 13 strikes on enemy personnel clusters and 1 strike on Russia's air defense missile system position. Our missile and artillery units hit 3 enemy personnel clusters, 1 artillery unit in firing position, 1 ammunition depot, and 2 other important enemy targets, the report states. All right. Russian troops launched another massive missile attack on the territory of Ukraine. I covered that this morning. With about 36 missiles. The Ukrainian military shot down 16 out of 36 enemy missiles. Russian invaders also launched 12 airstrikes and opened fire on multiple launch rocket systems over 10 times. Casualties among civilians were reported. How about military cost casualties? Any? No. Now, despite significant losses, Russia does not give up its aggressive plans. The enemy continues focusing efforts on conducting offensive actions in Kupiansk, Liman, Bakhmut, and Shatarsk. Okay, so all these things are located, as I said, where the black dots are, right here. This is the area. Now the Ukrainians usually start in the north, and they go down in reporting the strikes and whatever happened, the situation in the front. So they start from here, or usually they start from Chernihiv, but from Chernihiv Oblast go to Sumy, then Kharkov, and then go down, here. Now, this Kharkiv, and then they go down here, which is Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, and Kherson. Back to the Ukrainians. In Volyn, Polisia, Slobozanatsky, and Siveretsky directions, the enemy keeps certain military units within the areas bordering with Ukraine, but no offensive groupings were detected. Over the past day, Russian invaders have opened fire on the Sumy regions, and Sumy regions is right here. Actually, these guys don't report anything here. It says the regions of Veterinarne, Kharkiv, and Vovchansk. Additionally, an enemy helicopter struck the Kharkiv region's Udi from the territory of Russia. Let's see what these guys are saying. Kharkiv. Kharkiv is right here. Let's see. No, that's well. Let's see what this is. Russian air defense shot down Ukrainian Mi-8 helicopters. So nope, as far as I can tell here. In the Kupiansk and Liman directions, these are a little bit lower than the Kupiansk. This is very, very sensitive, this little thing here, their map, and I have to be very careful too. All right, let's move here. So Liman and Kupiansk, this area right here. So what these guys are saying: in Kupiansk and Liman directions, Russian troops shelled the Kharkiv region, and then the Luhansk region, then give you a few with the three settlements, and Donetsk regions, Berestove. So they say that the Russians, what they did in this area right here. All right, let's go back here. In the Bakhmut direction, I just made a video on Bakhmut, an update. The Russians seem to have gotten all the high positions around Bakhmut, so they're ready to blow the city up, I guess. So in the Bakhmut direction, such settlements as, and they give us like 17, I'm just kidding, came under enemy fire. Now they jumped from Bakhmut immediately to Avdiivka, which is south of Bakhmut, and Shakhtarsk directions. Russian occupiers launched artillery strikes on the Donetsk regions, and they give us about 10 settlements. In the Zaporozhye, now we are right here now, Zaporozhye. All these guys are saying in Zaporozhye is this right here and this right here, which would be what? Russian air defenses shot down several Ukrainian drones, and here the Russian air defense shot down several Ukrainian drones. That's all the Russians are providing. So in the Zaporozhye direction, Russian invaders shelled the Donetsk regions, Zeledepole, and Zaporozhye's region. They mention a few settlements. Russia did not mention anything. In the Kherson direction, the enemy launched artillery strikes on 1, 2, 3, 4 and Kherson cities. Casualties among civilians were reported. So basically, not basically, but for real, they say they did here in Kherson. Let's see what they did in Kherson. Russian forces destroyed several UAF ammunition depots. Let's see in Berislav. Let's see. Russian forces destroyed several. The same thing, and this is the same thing. Is this Berislav? Berislav, Dutchani, and Kherson. Let's see. Nothing. None of these towns here in Kherson direction. Maybe down here, next one, not even. In the Kherson region's Hola Pristan, Russian occupation authorities are putting pressure on local residents to order in a temporary occupied Mariupol. Okay, they tell us how bad the Russians are in these ones. Well, we already know that, so let's move on to these guys. So, you already know, everybody saw here that they don't really give you there is no overlap. It's not what the Ukrainians saying, obviously the Russians are saying. So, see where you see the AK-47s here, whatever, the black dots are where they get engaged in action. So let's see what these guys are saying. Forces of the Zapad group hit UAF troops and military equipment using active operation and artillery strikes. This one, force is the same. So all this is Zapad group right here. This is Kherson Oblast, and here is the Luhansk Oblast. Now we go back here. What happened here with the yellow ones? Russian air defenses shot down several Ukrainian UAVs. Russian air defense shot down a Ukrainian MiG-8 helicopter. Now here, what is this? Forces of the Center Group hit UAF units using heavy flamethrower and artillery strikes. Right here, so when you see these little trucks. Here again, the red Russian forces destroyed a UAF ammunition depot of the 54th Mechanized Brigade. Let's see what the Ukrainians did. Ukrainian forces fired 4 HIMARS rockets at the city. And let's see here, Ukrainian forces fired 5 shells at the city and its neighbors. This is around Adeyevka. So Donetsk right here. Ukrainian forces shelled the Kievsky, Kuybiesk, Bababab, Kierkovsky, and Potrovsky district. They fired 37 shells at the city. All right, you didn't hear this from Ukrainian, did you? All right, let's go back here. So let's see what they shot down here. Russian air defense shot down several Ukrainian drones. Here, Ukrainian forces fired 5 shells at the city. In Vuhledar, let's see. Forces of the Vostok group hit UAF units using artillery strikes. Fierce fighting is taking place. That's Vuhledar, but these guys are calling it Ugledar. Different pronunciation. All right, so Marinka, fighting is taking place within the city limits. Igor Krimakovsky, advisor of the said the Russian forces are making progress. All right, so that's what it is with these guys. Now, another important thing here is what the Russians did in Lvov, right here. Remember this one. Head of the Lvov Regional Military Administration, so in Ukrainian, Maxim Kozinski, the name is Polish, reported that 3 missiles hit a critical infrastructure facility in the Lvov region. There was a fire, 0 casualties. Remember, a critical infrastructure facility, because I'm going to make a video on some liars saying nothing happened over here, which is obviously an Ukrainian official, and no, it's not Danilov, he's the other one, I can't remember his name, the young guy from the Budanov, from the intelligence services. He's going to say nothing happened over there, but I will expose his butt. So this is the update on the front coming from both sides. You see that not much overlapping of whatever they report. I will keep you posted with the next one on this one tomorrow. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.